U.S. gas prices jumped back to $4 a gallon on average Monday. It comes as Washington's latest fighting with Iran renews a strain on the flow of fuel worldwide. A spokesperson for the White House said that oil and gas prices will plummet back to pre-conflict levels as the U.S. military degrades Iran's ability to attack vessels and disrupt trade in the Strait of Hormuz. Joining me now is Jared Pinson, an economics professor at Cedarville University. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. Now, we have seen some relief with prices beginning to fall. Was that a direct correlation to what was happening in the war in Iran?
Yes, in March, when the war started in earnest, oil through the strait plummeted to basically nothing going through. And right now, we're somewhere about 45% or so of the level of oil before the conflict. So the fall in prices directly correlated with the increase in oil coming through.
Now, why is it that gas prices are mainly impacted by the Strait of Hormuz? We hear about that constantly.
You have about 20 to 22% of total oil produced going through that strait. So just take any other market. If you take 20% of the supply of that market, you'll see an increase in prices. And considering that oil is the key component to gasoline, it makes sense, the correlation.
Now, when could we be seeing those gas prices drop again?
That all depends on what happens there within the strait. Again, if the amount of oil going through goes back to zero, which no one's expecting at this point, then we should expect to see prices that we saw in late April. If not, if the situation gets resolved, then we would see gas prices come back down. But there's a lag to that, usually a month or two from what happens in the oil market to what happens in the retail gasoline market.
Now, is there a chance that gas prices could spike before we finally see some improvement?
There is a chance of that if two things happen. One, if the oil through the Strait of Hormuz actually goes back down again. Number two, if the conflict escalates, that would affect oil production elsewhere. Right now, oil is not spiking to where it was before because Saudi Arabia, for example, is able to get more oil through its pipelines that they have. The UAE is doing that as well. And so we do have other ways of getting oil out of the region, but that's a longer term solution, not short term.
And then finally, could the war cause other products besides gas to increase?
It can, particularly watch diesel prices are the big one because a lot of our goods and services are transported via trucks. One of the good things, the relief that we saw with the CPI and the PPI reports last week was that prices actually fell across the board in June. We probably won't see that in July as energy is the biggest component of the reason that it fell before. But we can see some relief moving forward. But again, it's all about the supply of oil.
All right, Jared Pinson, an economics professor at Cedarville University. We thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.